Welcome to the Bottle Poppin' Podcast, where Meg and Heather share their love for oils, friendship, and entrepreneurship. Let's get it poppin'.
Hey everybody, this is Meg.
Hi there, this is Heather.
And we are the Bottle Poppin' Podcast. So Heather, what are we popping open today?
We are going to pop open several things here. We're going to pop open the Serenity Sleep line. So this includes oil, which is Serenity, the Restful Blend. This includes a stick roller, which is Serenity with Valerian Root. And then it also includes a Softgel, which they all smell similar but different. This one has Tart Cherry in it. And, you know, I would think that I was going to tell you that I could smell that, but I actually feel like I do smell that from the bottle when I smell the open bottle. What about you?
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't think that the pills smelled like anything, but now they definitely do. Huh.
Yeah.
Who knew? So this sleep system came out in 2023, September of 2023. So we've had it for over a year now, but we thought it would be fun to revisit this, number one, because we now have a year of experience using it. And so we want to give you our updates to it, but also because doTERRA just released the findings of a study that they did on this that was really exciting news. So we wanted to share that in case you hadn't heard the latest news on it. So I guess, do we want to start with just how we use this?
Sure. This is a 3-step system, and that way you can use it basically all 3 ways. So you've got the internal use with the soft gel. We've got the topical use with the stick. Technically, the oil could be topical as well, but this is the aromatic that you could put into the diffuser. Let me read the ingredient list with this one because this one has several powerful relaxing oils. Anyways, we just talked about cedarwood recently, and we talked about how good it is for sleep. It is one of the ingredients in this. So this is lavender, cedarwood, coriander, ylang-ylang, marjoram, Roman chamomile, vetiver, sandalwood, tonka bean, and vanilla absolute.
So many good smelling oils. And so as you can imagine, like, it smells super calming and a little bit of sweet, which I assume is both the tonka and the vanilla as well. And so, yeah, lovely smell. And I've mentioned before, I love to mix this with breathe oil in my diffuser at night. Like, that combination smells so good. And then the breathe, as we talked about before, supports, what was the term? Supports like noisy sleeping or something.
Oh,
like that.
yes. And I was like, what? No, what was it? I forget what it said. Something about that. Yes, it was indicating snoring, but the way it was worded was really funny. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, put that in the diffuser. What's interesting is, we kind of touched on this, but the stick that you use on your skin, so it's obviously got more than just oil in it. It's not like the touch roller or anything like that. It has a base of, I think, coconut oil is the main base, but then it also has valerian root in it, which is amazing for sleep. And I don't know, have you ever smelled valerian root?
By itself?
Heather?
No, I have not.
It smells horrible.
Oh.
Like, it stinks. It smells so bad. My husband occasionally uses valerian root supplements, and just opening the bottle, it's disgusting. And so I don't know how they did it, but in the stick, you cannot smell it. It does smell different from the oil.
Agreed.
But it doesn't smell like anything stinky or gross.
Agreed. I would say that the oil smells more floral somehow, and the stick doesn't. It doesn't smell as floral.
Yeah, I would agree. And maybe it's the root, because it is, valerian comes from a root. So, yeah, it smells really, really nice. Where do you use the stick on? Like,
The
what parts
bottoms
of the
of my
body?
feet.
Okay.
And it's so soft. I love these sticks that they came out with. I've been using the new frankincense stick on everything. But I love the texture of it. It's so nice and smooth. So I like the bottoms of my feet. I will do the back of my neck sometimes, but I really like the texture of the stick roller.
Yeah. I do it sometimes on the bottom of my feet when I remember, but a lot of times I'll do it just on my wrists since I sleep with my hands kind of up near my face anyways, and then back of the neck as well. So yeah, I love that. And for forever, we have loved the Serenity soft gels for sleep, but they did in 2023 reformulate it and add in Tart Cherry, which
Correct.
all kinds of cool science around Tart Cherry and sleep as well. So for a long time with my nutrition clients, I would even recommend the ones who struggled with sleep to drink Tart Cherry juice But now, like having that in the supplement form and not having to brush your teeth again is kind of awesome as well.
The purpose of the 3 products, I think, was more to get you through the full night as well. So they mentioned that taking the Serenity Softgels 30 minutes before bedtime allowed you to be able to fall asleep easier. I hands down believe that is true. I definitely feel like if I know I'm going to have trouble falling asleep, I go ahead and I take one of these, and within 30 minutes, I am definitely asleep.
You know what's funny about
Go
that?
ahead.
I take this right before I climb into bed, and I wear an Aura ring, so it tracks all of my sleep stuff, but it consistently tells me that it takes me like between 20 and 35 minutes to fall asleep, and that's considered a bad thing. Like you're supposed to lay in bed
Oh.
and fall asleep right away, like within 5-10 minutes. But I push it because I like to read, and that's the only time I allow myself to read fiction is in bed. And so like I read until I can't keep my eyes open, but I wonder if I could speed that up and get within the healthy range if I wouldn't take the pill right before going to bed. I forgot about that 30-minute thing.
Well, and I purposely, because I like to read as well, I purposely take it 30 minutes before I know I want to fall asleep. That
Okay.
way I incorporate in my 15, 20 minutes of reading. And so that by the time I finish the reading, I put my book down, turn off my light within 10 minutes, I'm
Nice.
asleep at that point. Yeah. And I think the stick was more to help relax and kind of just calm your system down. But then there's the oil, which again, you could apply topically if you wanted to as well. But diffusing it is what they said helped you stay asleep throughout the night. So because you've got that constant diffuser going, it just, if you do start to feel like you're waking up, I guess it helps. I have had very few of these instances, but I have had a time where I've woke up in the middle of the night, let's say 2:33, and I feel like I'm going to struggle to go back to sleep. My mind's wandering. I've got stuff that I'm thinking about, and it's not helping me fall back asleep. I am okay taking these in the middle of the night, and I do not wake up feeling groggy, which I have used other sleep supplements in the past where I cannot take in the middle of the night because I wake up feeling terrible. I'm still sleepy. I just not ready to wake up. These help me fall asleep. I wake up feeling fine. I do not feel the repercussions of that at all, which is amazing.
That's really good to know. I've never
Yeah.
done that because I've been worried about that. So
Yeah.
interesting. Very cool. Well, I think we should talk about the study because I'm sure
Let's
people
go.
are interested in this. So, doTERRA, one of the reasons why I love and trust doTERRA is because they do so much research. And, they test every product, and on the bottom of every product, there's a number that you can input into source2u.com and look up exactly all of the testing, both internal and third-party testing that they do. But then they also do these different types of studies. So they did a study of the sleep system using all 3 products together, and they did it on 40 humans. And they said about half of them were regular sleepers, meaning that they, generally got a good night's sleep, but also slept, went to bed within 2 hours, like within a 2-hour time frame in the evening, and got up within a 2-hour time frame in the morning. And then irregular sleepers, so that's people who like have to work a night shift or just don't sleep well throughout the night. So they did test both groups.
Or specifically go to bed after midnight, it said, too.
Okay, yeah. And the biggest thing that came out of it was that they discovered after just 6 weeks of using the sleep system that the brain age clock for the participants went back 7 years. So, for example, if somebody is 40 years old and they use the sleep system for 6 weeks consecutively, then their brain age clock will go back to where they are basically 33 years old instead of 40 years old, which is amazing, especially when you think about the fact that sleep gets harder and worse as we age. And sleep is so important for everything else in our body to work appropriately. So to be able to give ourselves that type of support and basically age backwards with this product or this line of products is just exciting, super exciting.
Yes. I would tell you that I was already a decent sleeper, but I feel like this makes me a better sleeper. I was a regular sleeper because I do go to bed. I want to go to bed within a certain time, and I know I'm going to wake up at a certain time. But I do feel like my sleep is good when I'm sleeping. I don't have the Oura ring like you do. I've been curious about it. And did you say this? I'm not sure if you said this, but they had them wear fitness trackers. They took blood samples, stuff like that. Okay.
I didn't say that before, but yes, they did do all of that. Well, and because I do have the Oura Ring, I have been able to track my sleep, and my sleep is significantly better this year. I am not a good sleeper. I'm an okay sleeper, but I'm not a good sleeper. I'm real good at going to bed around the same time, but my wake up times are kind of all over the place. But in the last year, I have added at least an hour of sleep every night on average. So before I was pretty consistently a 6-hour sleeper, and now I'm pretty consistently a 7-hour sleeper. That's huge. Like that makes a big difference. So yeah, I really love this whole system and feel like it has benefited me and my husband. And so if you're not using it, give it a try. Give it the try for 6 weeks. If you wear some type of wearable, check out and see the difference it could make for you, because it's pretty exciting.
And you can purchase all of these products individually, but they also do sell it as a bundle at a discounted rate. And that way you can try the whole system as a whole.
Yeah. And so I will say the bundle, like the products don't last the same amount of time.
Agreed.
Especially the stick lasts a super long time. But the price of the bundle means I think you basically get the stick for free versus if you were buying stuff individually. So I still basically every other month buy the whole bundle, and then I have extra sticks that I can give as gifts for people and that type of thing. So it's worth it to buy the bundle. I think it's like $2 more, versus, it would be like buying the oil and the pills and then paying $2 for the stick, versus if you were going to buy everything individually, it would be significantly more expensive.
Well, and you're right about the stick making a good gift. I think it was last Christmas I actually just purchased several sticks individually and gave them as gifts because I absolutely love the stick. I say that. I really love the whole system. I really do. The soft gels work so well for me. I really love those too. But the stick was just such a nice addition to this system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there is something about having like a bedtime routine and ritual. And I feel like the stick definitely adds to that. Like I already had the routine of putting oils in the diffuser by the bed, but now like taking the moment to apply the stick as well, just another layer of, okay, brain, we are calming down. It's time for bed. And I love that.
Yes.
All right. Well, anything else on this topic?
I think every human needs good sleep. And I think if this study does what it says it does, and we already knew we loved the products, it just feels like a no-brainer for people to also have access to this. So if you are not using the system, like Meg said, just give it a try for 6 weeks and see how you do. You'll notice a difference.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, thanks so much for listening. We will have a brand new episode for you next week. And just a reminder, if you haven't downloaded it already, we do now have an essential oil reference book matchmaker that's totally free. It's a tool to help you figure out which reference book works best for you. So check out the link in the bio and get yourself that reference book matchmaker.
Thanks for tuning in. For more information, you can follow these bottle poppin' ladies at bottlepoppinpodcast.com. Tune in next week to learn about what bottle we're poppin'. Until next time, take care. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This podcast is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.